Okay, hello, good morning. I made some changes again to my setup here. So I moved the camera on the other side. Again, this is just to help me find a way to do like more full screen kind of streaming, not always coding. It doesn't really matter for the sessions we're doing here, but just stick with me here. Yeah, and I got some feedback on the microphone picking up some background noise. So I tried to fix that a little bit. I moved my Mac Mini underneath my desk because the fan goes like crazy sometimes. But yeah, I did some testing. There's still a tiny bit of background noise, but at least now the microphone isn't like right up in my face. Yeah, because that's kind of how you want it. You don't want to like see the microphone. So we're going to try this, and yeah, I guess that's it. I also made some changes to the camera because it froze like 3 minutes in last time, but hopefully it doesn't do that now. So let's just get back into our app here. Let's see, let me move this thing. There, oh, there we are. Cool. Okay. So we were working on our calendar thing, and the last thing we talked about yesterday was you can choose if you want to have choose a weekday or not, or choose a date or not. Yeah, either choose a weekday or a calendar or a date or nothing. And how do we explain to the user that that's how it works? I still don't know. Like, I'm not a user experience designer, and this is kind of complex. I thought about maybe we might over-engineer this a little bit, but I think it points to how much work actually goes into creating something that's good. So I think it's working about. So one suggestion here could be we don't show them at the same time. You would rather choose choose weekdays, for example, and you click that and you see the weekdays. And then if you were to click, and then you could close it again. So it would be maybe a collapsible thing. Or then you would choose a calendar and then the weekdays would close, something like that. What we could also do is have a button next to the calendar which said clear date or something. And then if you had an active date, we would kind of disable all the weekdays. And then if you hit clear, it would open up the weekdays again. So that would also indicate that, okay, if you choose a date and you don't want to do that, you can clear it, and then you're kind of back at this empty state. And if you had chosen weekdays from before, it would clean them out to kind of indicate that, okay, you can only choose one or the other. And I think we're going to do that for now. If you have a better suggestion, please comment that, and we can make changes to that later. But for now, let's add a button next to the calendar here to clear out the chosen date. Which means that we do not really want a default date here, which is interesting, because now we're using date now, but we should allow that to be a number or null. The question is, what do we display there when there's nothing? We can see what happens if we give it a null. Does it display let's see. Okay, so that's what it displays. Yeah, so so what should it show when you haven't selected the date? So maybe we could actually, what we could do is we could hide, maybe we can change the width of it or something. So we only show this thing, and then we rather display the date manually next to it. We can explore that and see if that's a good way to do it. Where's our calendar? Let's see. So we have a width of 100 now. I wonder what takes like 20. Oh yeah. So the icon is the thing that's kind of, yeah. Isn't that just typical? Yeah, and I have to click that thing. I guess we can have like an overlay here, which actually triggers like the click of the calendar. So we would have like our own calendar thingy, but this is starting to get really annoyingly complex. God damn it. So how would we do this? Oh, God damn it. This is the kind of stuff that like I quickly get ideas if there's like something related to logic, structuring code, architecture stuff. Like I instantly get ideas, but when it comes to user experience, I have a really hard time finding good solutions. And this is such a good example of it, because we have this non-date. So how do you display a calendar where you haven't selected a date? Like it would be quite easy if we had like a full calendar, because then you wouldn't have highlighted anything. But in this kind of UI, we have to kind of highlight something. So if we don't have a value there, what does it display? Does it display the same thing? Oh, okay. So we can use undefined there, I guess. Still a little bit weird, I think. So if we were to give it like undefined, oh, maybe it does actually work. Does it? Okay, so null gives it that, but if I give it like undefined, okay, so undefined gives this thing, so that's nice. And I guess that kind of highlights it. So we can use undefined instead of null here. That's kind of nice. But I don't think, like, I don't typically use undefined. I like to use null to indicate that it's like a thing, and then we can rather say date. Oh yeah, maybe it's because we actually returned a string here. So get formatted date, we can say if no date, return undefined, or return. That's perfectly okay. That should work. Oh no, it doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? Get, oh sorry, new date. Okay, so we can't do it here. We have to do it here. Okay, so date. Okay, we'll probably do that. For some reason I have to refresh. By the way, I have fixed this typing issue. I'm actually doing some stuff to the style API to improve the typing experience there. But okay, so now we don't have a date. Now we do have a date. And then we need a way to clear out the date. So then we can actually have that inside here with the other stuff. So we're going to create like a container here, which, wow, I'm not sure if this is because of my streaming, but the typing is really, really slow on Code Sandbox for some reason now. Which kind of annoys me. You see that? It takes forever. It shouldn't be like that. This is something we have to look into. Cool. So we need to display flex. I guess that's it, really. And then we use that container here. Container. Cool. And we also need our button. Clear button. It should be a button. Let's just put it in here now. Clear button. Cool. That was a big button. So it shouldn't be that big. I guess we can just, well, it should be like, since this is like a touch thing, it should probably be like, isn't it like 40 pixels or something? That's kind of like the, which is like the minimum height and width of a button to fit like your finger. I think so. But it doesn't have to be. What we can do here instead, like we can keep that area, but we rather remove, I believe I fixed the border thingy now, or maybe I have to, let's see, I think maybe I have to update the dependency. Stitches styled, where are we at now? Yeah, because I fixed that border thing. It was a bug. There we go. Yeah, and the background color is transparent. And then we can rather give like a, is it main? Was it main? Main. Yeah, something like that. That's nice. Okay, so we are going to trigger an on change here. And that on change is basically just going to give it, I guess we're going to give it null, and we will accept that as well. Oops, it's number or null, and again here it's number or null. Cool, and then I guess we have to go through our stack here, or our, so this doesn't quite work now because this also should now allow this. Let's see. Okay, so I'll choose a date and then I clear that date. Nothing happened. That's not good. Why didn't I? Oh, is it because I actually chose a date first and then when I try to clear it? Oh, this is interesting. So it doesn't take type null. Oh, it needs a date. So we actually have to say undefined here, at least to make the type thingy happy. Yeah, that annoys me that it doesn't. So if we first have a date there, then we can't clear it out, it seems. That's perfect. Thank you for that. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm still working on the DevTools. Oh, we're not actually setting on change null. Oh, it doesn't seem to trigger. Oh, sorry. On click, of course. That didn't help either. Yeah, I'm setting it to null, but it doesn't empty out. Perfect. Not perfect. God damn it. Okay. We're actually going to spend a whole session just trying to get this to work. This is what front-end development is all about. Oh. So now the question is, should we try something completely different, or should I hack this? I'm actually not sure how we're going to solve this. I'm actually not sure. Because if I click clear and we are going to do, like, I could remove this, but then you don't have anything to click to actually choose a date. And then I could have, maybe I could have like an overlay that kind of, yeah, maybe that's what I should do. So there's like a div, like a white div over here, which kind of hides the thing. But then, like, it's an input. It's kind of silly. It's super silly. How are we going to... Oh, this is so annoying. I'm so stuck on this now. And I could have like... And I was thinking about having radio buttons, but you can't have radio buttons because you're also allowed to... Well, if we have a third radio button, we could have like 3 radio buttons here, like, and we could even have like a label for it. Choose a weekday, choose a date, and then no, nothing. Maybe we should rather do that. And then when you kind of choose a date, it will automatically choose the calendar. And if you click a week, it will automatically like activate that radio button. So you don't like have to click the radio button first and then do that thing. But if you don't want to connect any date or weekday, you have to explicitly like click that button, like that last radio button. Or maybe it should be the first. By default, there's like no, yeah, it has to be like that because this is not working. Damn it. Okay, so let's just move back to date now, and then we don't have to allow null here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, not null there, not null here. This was super annoying. Container, I don't need that one either. Let's remove this stuff. Yes, and then we in this thing. Yeah, I guess this is still happy. Okay, so let's try with our radio buttons instead. And how should that actually look? So we will need, so we have the content, which is, yeah, flex. And then it happens to be that text area is 100% width. This one is 100% width, which means that I think we actually need to display flex here. And then flex direction is column, so that all of the stuff here takes up like one, column, and then we're going to have like a row thing for the text area, so we can say like selection container. That can also be a div. This is also going to display flex, and it's going to be a row, so that this text area and this is where like these stack components become really nice. We could have like, if we used a UI library, we would probably use like something like a stack component, because it's kind of creating all these containers just for flexing is kind of annoying. but we're not going to build a UI library here, so cool. Yes. And then, oh yeah, so we had user weekdays. Oh, so we have display flex. And why aren't those taking up the full space? I guess we have to say, is it justify content? Stretch? No. Shouldn't this thing stretch to the end? Let's see. Why doesn't this stretch? So this is our space between. This is our user weekdays. Oh, do we have to say flex 1? No. Yeah. Okay, so we're back at where we were. And now we should have room for adding, in front of each of these, we should have room for adding our radio button. So let's just do that. Const selection button. And I guess this is an input. Yeah, maybe this could be like a UI component because it does have like a type of input. Yeah, we could consider this a UI. Let's just look at it first. So we have a selection button and it's of type radio, I guess. Oh, sorry, the text area shouldn't be a selection. This should be a selection. Type radio. Cool. And then I guess we want to, in the selection container, we want to align item center. Nice. And then our selection button needs to have some margin. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, I guess that's okay. And let's add our selection button here as well. Ooh. This is starting to look pretty okay. Yes, and then we could actually just say selection container. We have a selection button. No date, something like that. No what? No. So this is like a frequency. Well, no due date. No due date. Yeah. Let's no due. Because this is like a day and this is like a date, but I guess this is also a date. Yeah, no due date. And this is checked by default. Let's see how that looks. And I'm actually unsure how we color the thing. There's a way you can color. Let's see. CSS color radio button color. Oh yeah. Stack Overflow. You are my friend. Oh, overlay. Isn't there? I think there's a. Isn't there a new CSS selector for this? I thought there was. I just want to implement custom. Oh, I thought there was like a thing. I guess not. And then I'm not going to go into that. Okay, so what we can do now to start finishing this session off is to introduce the selection as a state. So we can, and this is also a really good point, using an external state management tool, because now we actually want to, when we change these, which is like an isolated thing inside these components, we want a side effect of that. And that side effect is to choose the selection. And if this were to work, we had to implement this like in the parent, component. So you will have tons of logic here to like, okay, if this change to this thing. So your component kind of gets a bit bloated. But now we can put that logic with, so toggle active weekday, we can just change the state of the current selection every time. And the same goes for set date, we change the current selection. And then we need one action for actually clicking that thing. Yeah, like I guess we need one action to manually change the selection. So maybe we can do that for, well, let's create the state first. Current selection, I guess we can use index. And the current selection index should be 0. So that, yeah. And this is also state. Wow. Takes a lot of time to get that TypeScript to help me. Equals 0. And this one is 1. And this one is 2. Cool. And then we can introduce the action. Which is set selection. So action with number. State selection index. State backlog item selection index equals selection index. And then we can go back here and we can say on change actions backlog item set selection. And like we're kind of repeating a lot of code here. And we could have like created a data structure that describe like what should it render and stuff like that. So we could have like, maybe this is good to talk about. So instead of repeating this code, I could have like an array selections, and then I could do something like, yes, we have the selections there. So all I really need is what to render on that selection. Maybe we can do this just to see how we can like clean up. But in this case, I wouldn't do that because it's very simple. It's very straightforward. So if you were to be like the next developer looking at this code, you look at the UI, then you go into the code, and then you see the code is exactly what the UI is. But what we're going to do now, we're going to actually insert the content of the selections. So this was just that thing. Oh yeah, this actually becomes a little bit tricky because we need to pass in. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually a good idea. Yeah, because we want to pass in very specific stuff. Yeah, no, we're not going to do this. So what I was thinking is like we would just iterate this array, that would actually create a selection container, selection button with the code based on the index. And then we would just use the content to render out the content for that selection. But the problem is that these selections or the content needs access to the state and like different state and different actions, which means that it would have to be like a callback where we pass in the state and the actions, and then we would have to type it, and it just gets unwieldy. So we're just going to do this. Cool. Did we... Oh. So we only did it on that one. So let's do it on this one as well. Oh, did I remove that? No due date. So this should really have worked. Oh, did I say current selection index? Why isn't... Oh, exactly. It did yell at me, but it was a little bit slow. But this video is really good to kind of bring up the discussion at Code Sandbox, how slow the typing experience is. And again, like my computer is working really hard with the streaming and stuff. So we'll have to test this outside. But yeah, okay, cool. So now we have the possibility to change these. And let's see. Let's see. And I actually think we should do not an on change, but we're actually going to do an on click on here, so that it actually happens. So let's remove on change. And yeah, this is kind of nice because now we don't have to introduce, like I said, like we could introduce inside the actions of the calendar and stuff to change the selection. But by putting it on the selection container, the click event will bubble up and it will actually trigger the selection automatically. That's super, super nice. So we'll remove that one and then we'll do a click on the selection container like this. So now I should like be able to, whenever I click, oh, why didn't that work? Selection one. Did I do something wrong? Let's see, let's refresh. Yeah, so it works on that one. Yeah, but this is disabled, so I guess, yeah, that's, oh, even if it's disabled and you click it, it doesn't work because it's, yeah, this is nice. And then if I were, yeah, this is super nice. So it changes automatically. I guess in terms of accessibility, maybe this isn't a good idea. But yeah. I'm no expert in accessibility either. Okay, cool. I guess this is... I actually hope we were going to send this... Well, we are already sending the data to the server, but we have to add like the what we have selected here. But I think this is pretty good for now. Hello, and then we can... Yeah. Then if I choose a date... Yeah, this is pretty cool. Hopefully it works just as nice on mobile as well. Yes, but I think that's good for now. Hopefully my camera worked through the whole session. I've ordered my dummy battery thing, and it has been sent, but I think it's coming from Germany or something. So next week. But yeah, so what I'm kind of foreseeing here is that we are going to actually pass this data to the server, to the database, and we need to look into the old code to figure out how we store that data. And then that screen is like okay for now. like the design looks like shit, but that's not important. Someone else has to help with that, I think. Cool. I guess one tiny thing we can do here is we have this selection container. So we could do like a margin bottom thing where we give it some spacing, margin top, and do the same. Yeah, like as I said, it's like a touch experience. And also this selection button, it has margin 2, but I think we should do, what was the thing? It was like 2, 3, 2. Yeah. 4. That's pretty big. 3. Yeah, so we're just giving it some additional spacing here. It might be a little bit cramped now on a mobile phone, but that's something we'll have to deal with for later. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and on mobile phone we should probably not have that much of a padding, but we can fix that. Sorry, now I'm getting into it. Do we have our screen container here? So we could say, because this is the one that has, no, it's container, I guess. Okay, this is interesting, because now we can introduce a screen here. So if we say screen, so mobile, I like to uppercase this, mobile, and then the CSS rule, and then we can create our media query here. So I guess we should say if the max width is like, I don't know, like 700 pixels or something, we insert the rule there. And then we should be able to say like, screens. We should be able to say on the container, we should have mobile here now. Do we have mobile there? We don't have mobile here. That's weird. We should have mobile there. Why don't we have mobile there? Why isn't this typing up there? Did I break? You know, the typing for stitches is so insanely complex. So every time I fix something, something else breaks. Okay, I have to figure out why this doesn't work. But let's say that I do this, and then we're going to say that the padding is 0. Yes, something did happen there, didn't it? Yeah, you see that? So it is working, it's just the typing. But what's this other padding we have here? Is that? Oh, it's the max width, of course. Yeah. Oh, so I guess it doesn't. Yeah, maybe we and max width can set that to 100%. Or why doesn't it go all the way out? God damn it. What is this? Space 6. Do we have some other container here that I don't know about? We have screen container. Oh, we have the screen container. Oh yeah, it says max width. Yeah, so we have to do the same here. Mobile is the typing here. Ah, that's so weird. Max width 100%. Why doesn't this work? But there's some padding here. What's this padding 6? Where is this coming from? Did I put... Oh, it's the content. Excuse-moi. So we don't want on the mobile, we don't want to have any padding, or the padding should be like 1 or something. Mobile. There we go. Oh yeah, so I guess, did we say that 1 was like nothing? Okay, so we'll have like half the padding. Okay, but that's pretty okay, I guess. Oh, this is anyways. Okay, that went way further than it was supposed to. Anyways, I think we got some good progress. I'm pretty happy about this UI, really. Oh, why doesn't this work now? God damn it. Oh, we have to fix that first. Or is it just because... Okay, I think it was just... Oh, probably the hot reloading caused something weird to happen there. Okay, cool. Yes, that's it for now. Thanks for following along. Was a little bit frustrating, but that's how it is, developing stuff. So I guess I'll see you on Monday then. Okay, bye bye.